Well, now that I'm successful, I have a million more things to worry about. Before, I was just basically interested in my survival, like what I was going to eat and what I was going to wear when it got cold outside and where I was going to live. But now I have to worry about who's ripping me off, and then is my accountant paying all my bills, and is my lawyer making all those deals for me, and boring and mundane things like that. Things I don't want to worry about. And I have to invest my money, or I'm going to be taxed, or, and I have to find a place, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, and I have to pay everyone. And I have to hire people to make sure that everybody's doing all those things. And, ugh. Well, the new album is a lot more grown up than the first album. It's a lot more well-rounded, style-wise. I have 2 ballads on it, and I've never recorded a ballad before, and it's not, my first album was termed a dance record, everything was up-tempo dance music, but this one is a lot of different kinds of sounds. There's some old stuff that sounds like old Motown, there's some really high energy, stuff that maybe sounds more English, more techno, it's a lot of synthesizers, so I think it just shows my growth as a singer and a songwriter. I chose to work with Nile Rodgers because I think that he's a genius, and I wanted to work with a genius on my record. And I think that he embodies a lot of different styles that I think my music embodies. He's very close to the black sound, funk. The stuff he did with Chic and Sister Sledge and Diana Ross is phenomenal. But he's also made a lot of great pop records with David Bowie and Duran Duran, and In Excess, so I thought he'd be a great person for me to work with. And he's a great musician and arranger.
What made you come to New York?
I don't know. When I was 5 years old, I just woke up one day and I had this idea that I was going to come to New York. I just had to, and so I graduated. As soon as I graduated from high school, I came here. And I graduated quite early, and I just kind of ran away. I came here as soon as I could.
When you came here, was there something that you were looking for, or something you're trying to achieve?
Fame and fortune. Yeah, when you're a dancer, you act with you perform with your body. And I think I had a lot of things to say in other ways besides movement. So that's when I got into the music business. And to me, film is just the ultimate, that's the embodiment of it all. You can do all that. It's captured forever on celluloid. The movie I'm working on is called Desperately Seeking Susan. It's directed by Susan Seidelman, who did a movie called Smithereens. And I play Susan. And Roseanne Arquette, Aidan Quinn, and Robert Joy and Mark Lum are the other lead characters in the movie. And it takes place in New York. It's shot all in New York, and a little bits and pieces of it are shot in New Jersey. And so it's like a murder mystery comedy romance, kind of like old-fashioned screwball mystery. And the character I play is sort of a combination between Judy Holliday and Carole Lombard, from a long time ago. It's funny and light, and it's been a lot of fun so far, but a lot of hard work, a lot different than making records.
How do you feel about acting?
Well, acting is just another kind of performing. It's an expression, it's being honest with your audience, stuff like that. So to me, it's just an extension of what I do already, making videos and performing on stage.
Do you find acting or singing more challenging?
Acting. Singing comes a lot more naturally to me. When you make a movie, you really have to rely on your concentration, because there's people standing all around you with cameras and lights and all sorts of electrical equipment, and it couldn't be further away from being like the real thing, and you have to ignore everything around you, everything's shot out of sequence, so you really have to just pretend you're somewhere else and try to concentrate and remember how you got to where you are right now, because a lot of times you shoot stuff that's happened in the actual movie before you've done the stuff that happens to get you where you are right now. Does that make any sense? For instance, you shoot the end of the movie, and so you have to work up the emotions for that scene, but you haven't even shot all the stuff before that, so it's very confusing, and it's a lot more of a challenge to me. Also, it's new to me, so.
Have you learned anything from acting that you can apply to your musical career?
Sure. Yeah. Well, the thing that can carry over from acting to singing is just the performance aspect, losing your inhibitions and being really honest with your audience. You know, and letting all sorts of emotions come through. I don't think that I'm using sex to sell myself. I think that I'm a very sexual person, and that comes through in my performing. And if that's what gets people to buy my records, then that's fine. But I don't think of it consciously, well, I'm going to be sexy to get people interested in me. It's the way I am. It's the way I've always been. Every once in a while, I'll get a reaction from another performer who's a feminist, a singer. And if I do get anything from them, I think they're jealous and envious of me.